What is it about a game that makes it perfect? Is it the gripping story, the highly satisfying gameplay, or just an interesting world to get immersed in? On today's list, we will be covering what we deem a perfect video game and why we think it deserves the status of 10 out of 10. Make sure to tell us some video games you believe are worthy of such a title, and don't be afraid to leave a like. Subscribe for more. 1.
Mongol
Ghost of
Empire
Tsushima.
is invading our home. They are brutal, relentless, unstoppable.
Set during the very first invasion of Japan by Mongolian militia, the narrative focuses on Jin Sakai's internal conflict between upholding the samurai code and doing whatever it takes to protect his people. It's a personal, emotional journey that grips the player early and makes Jin Sakai's journey feel interesting and engaging as he grows as a warrior. The graphics are stunning and are some of the greatest views gaming has to offer. The beautiful views of 13th century Japan and all its glory is absolutely breathtaking. The game's open world is quite large, with sweeping landscapes, seasonal changes, and cinematic lighting that make exploration a joy. The core gameplay is the best part. It blends fast, fluid swordplay with stealth mechanics, offering a mix of samurai honor and ninja-like tactics. The stances system adds depth to melee combat, giving the player options and different techniques to learn and develop. By the end of the campaign, you'll have made the ultimate samurai warrior, and it feels so damn good. Not like this game needs one, but it actually has an amazing multiplayer mode with up to 4 friends that is just too good and full of so many options with you and your buddies. It takes a nice change to the formula and makes the story more fantasy-like, and honestly gave us a Mortal Kombat vibe. The new Ghost of Yotei will be releasing this year, so now is a perfect time to get reacquainted with this franchise.
The beast could be anywhere.
2. Spider-Man 2.
You have no idea.
Marvel's Spider-Man 2 PS5 continues the story of Peter Parker and Miles Morales as they face new threats to New York City with the addition of Kraven and Venom. Harry Osborn, Peter's childhood friend, returns and is bonded with the Venom symbiote, hoping it can cure his terminal illness. The symbiote accidentally bonds to Peter, giving players the ability to use the powers of the symbiote. Without any spoilers, we must say we are just scratching the surface of this title and can't stress enough at how badass both Spider-Mans feel by the end of this game. The story is a Spider-Man fan's dream and keeps the player addicted to the story progression. Web slinging feels like euphoria. It's simply buttery smooth, and you could swing around for hours easily. The graphics are insane and brings us one of the best renditions of New York we have ever seen in gaming. The collection of suits is extensive and come from actual comics. They look incredible, the challenges are very doable for them, and all the suit upgrades are mostly a joy to play. Both Miles Morales and Peter Parker have separate and unique unlockables and truly feel like different playstyles by the end of the game, and feel incredibly powerful. Overall, Spider-Man 2 is a must-play and is a perfect superhero game. The combination of amazing gameplay, story, and superhero lore makes it a 10 out of 10 perfect experience. 3. Elden Ring. Elden Ring redefines what open-world RPGs can be by combining From Software's legendary difficulty and depth with an unbelievably massive handcrafted world. It's a living, breathing realm of mystery, danger, and beauty that begs to be explored. Visually and artistically, it's a masterpiece. The landscapes are jaw-dropping, the enemy design is nightmare fuel, in the best way, and the soundtrack builds emotion and tension perfectly. Every area has its own mood, its own legend, its own secrets. It doesn't shove exposition down your throat, it lets you uncover it. The combat is elite. Every swing of a sword, every parry, every spell cast feels tight and meaningful. With hundreds of unique weapons, magic types, and playstyles, you can create a character that is entirely yours. Want to be a bloody samurai, a godlike wizard, or a naked guy with a giant club? You can, and it works. You're not told where to go, no blinking icons, no spoon-fed objectives, just your own curiosity and the confidence that anywhere you go, something incredible or terrifying is waiting. It's a game that rewards your time, your effort, and your brain power, with a difficulty meter that targets the rewarding nature of overcoming unfathomable odds. Elden Ring is the rare kind of game that only comes around once in a generation. It challenges you, inspires awe, and gives you absolute freedom in a world that's unlike anything else. That's why it's not just a 10 out of 10, it's a game that will be remembered for decades. 4. Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. You play as Talion, a Gondorian ranger stationed at the Black Gate of Mordor. At the start of the game, Talion and his family are murdered by Sauron's returning forces. However, instead of dying, Talion is resurrected, bound to a mysterious wraith who turns out to be Celebrimbor, the ancient elven smith who forged the Rings of Power. Lord of the Rings fans, eat your heart out. While the story is very grasping, it's the core gameplay and the unique mechanics of the game that makes it so perfect. This game features the groundbreaking Nemesis system, a dynamic AI framework that creates procedurally generated orc captains and war chiefs who remember player interactions, such as defeats or escapes. These characters can rise in rank, change appearance, and develop unique personalities based on their experiences with the player. The system also includes features like Nemesis forts, social vendettas, and followers, all contributing to a personalized and evolving gameplay experience. Warner Bros. Has secured a patent for the Nemesis system featured in Middle-earth. Shadow of Mordor and its sequel, Shadow of War. The U.S. Patent and Trademark Office granted the patent in February 2021, and it went into effect on February 23, 2021. This patent is set to last until August 11, 2036. This literally allows no other game developer to use this mechanic. The stealth in this game must be talked about. It feels so fun and dominating. As you level up, you will be able to crouch run while in stealth mode, which feels like you are running up on enemies like a ninja, and the executions are insanely brutal and satisfying. When in combat, Talion moves and reacts with precision. Attacks, counters, dodges, and executions flow together in a seamless rhythm, making the combat feel smooth and empowering. As you gain new abilities, the combat grows deeper, introducing chain kills, brutal counters, and mind-controlling enemies mid-fight. The more you play, the more powerful and clever you feel. All that, plus the game is still gorgeous to this day, and can still stand next to any current games, even though it was released in 2014. 5. Red Dead Redemption 2.
States after us. They chased us from the west, they chased us over the mountains.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is often called a perfect game because it delivers an unmatched level of craftsmanship, emotional storytelling, and immersive world building, all working together to create an experience that's not just a game, but a living, breathing narrative. You play as Arthur Morgan, an outlaw in the dying days of the Wild West. His journey from ruthless enforcer to morally conflicted man is deeply human, tragic, and unforgettable. Every character in the Vanderlyn gang, Dutch, Sadie, John, and others, feels real, with layered motivations and arcs that evolve over time. The world is dense, alive, and reactive. Wildlife behaves realistically. NPCs remember your actions, weather and lighting change dynamically, and random encounters feel handcrafted. It's not just a map, it's an ecosystem. You can spend hours just exploring, fishing, hunting, or riding through the landscape. Gunplay is weighty and satisfying, with cinematic slow motion. Deadeye. Horse riding feels tactile, and every shootout feels like a classic Western duel. From ambient music that matches the scenery to emotional vocal tracks during key moments, the music enhances every second. Combined with top-tier visuals and voice acting, it feels like playing a film. The story is top-notch and leaves you in awe after its completion. Red Dead 2 Online is also a feature attached to this title. While it isn't nearly as successful as other online Rockstar services, it definitely adds to the perfection just being able to experience the map's glory with buddies. 6. Uncharted 4: A Thief's End.
Those who prove worthy, paradise awaits.
At its core, Uncharted 4 is a story about family, obsession, and letting go. Nathan's journey isn't about treasure, it's about reconciling his past with the future he wants with Elena. The addition of Sam Drake, Nate's long-lost brother, brings new stakes and emotional complexity, making this final chapter feel deeply personal. Gameplay blends climbing, puzzles, stealth, and third-person shooting seamlessly. Rope swinging, sliding, and vehicle sections feel great and add variety. Combat is smarter and more flexible, with larger environments that allow stealth or full-on action depending on your style. Every location, Scotland, Madagascar, the hidden pirate colony, is visually stunning and packed with detail. Naughty Dog sets the bar high for art direction and environmental storytelling. The best part of this game is the fact that you feel like you are truly inside a movie with amazing action-packed scenes that fit together so well it feels like it was directed by Steven Spielberg. Truly, the music and choreography of action elements are out of this world and make for such a satisfying ride. This one does have a multiplayer mode, and it's surprisingly well polished, which only adds to the notoriety. Overall, Uncharted 4 is a great one and needs to be played. 7. Baldur's Gate 3.
This is paradise.
Dost thou not hear it? Where creation meets ruin, where morning meets midnight. Balance.
Every decision, big or small, matters. Whether it's a dialogue choice, a combat tactic, or who you romance, the game reacts to your actions in a dynamic, intelligent way. There are hundreds of branching paths, and the story adapts to who you are, not just what you do. Your quest begins in the aftermath of a Mind Flayer ship crash, and from there you explore the Sword Coast, facing cults, political plots, ancient evils, and gods themselves. You and your party have been infected by a Mind Flayer parasite, a tadpole that should turn you into a Mind Flayer, but mysteriously doesn't. Instead, it grants you strange powers, and you set out to discover why, and how to remove it. Combat is turn-based and grid-based using D&D 5e rules. You and your party take turns based on initiative. Every class feels distinct and powerful, with mechanical depth and great development. Multi-classing is also available. Want to be a cleric/warlock who casts Eldritch Blast and heals your friends? You got it. The world is incredibly reactive. You can loot, climb, jump, cast spells outside combat, and uncover secrets with clever thinking. While the story gets better, the map gets larger as you progress through each act. Baldur's Gate 3 is the full package and truly stands out as one of the greatest games we have seen in recent memory. 8. God of War. We can still feel the goosebumps when Santa Monica released the teaser for this game. All signs led to the abrupt ending to a sought-after franchise at the end of God of War 3, but thank goodness they found a way to keep the story going. Transitioning from Greek to Norse mythology was a bold move, and it paid off. It kept the lore fresh and allowed for new characters, gods, and themes. Soft Reboot brought a more mature tone, distancing itself from the excessive violence and shallower elements of earlier titles. Warrior turned father figure, the story focuses on Kratos and his son Atreus, exploring themes of fatherhood, grief, legacy, and growth. Unlike previous entries, this game gives Kratos emotional depth, turning him from a rage-fueled warrior into a layered, introspective character. The dynamic between Kratos and Atreus evolves organically, making the narrative both personal and impactful. The game is shot in one continuous take. No cuts or loading screens. This cinematic technique creates immersion and emotional intensity, making players feel like they're living the story rather than just playing it. The Leviathan Axe is one of the most satisfying weapons in modern games, with weighty, responsive mechanics and the ability to recall it like a boomerang. Combat is tactical and visceral, blending traditional God of War brutality with more grounded, skill-based mechanics. In short, God of War 2018 harmonizes story, gameplay, and emotion, setting a new benchmark for narrative-driven action games. We recommend the PC version, which was ported in 2022. 9. Doom 2016. Doomslayer, aka Doom Guy, a legendary warrior awakened at a facility on Mars, quickly finds out that Hell has literally broken loose and infests the location with demons. The facility had been harvesting energy from Hell to solve Earth's energy crisis. From there, it's very simple. Mars is invaded by Hell. Kill everything. Shut it down. It's a fast-paced, brutal, over-the-top shooter that throws narrative minimalism and subtlety out the window in favor of raw gameplay. The tone, pace, and style are all laser-focused on pure adrenaline-fueled action. Mick Gordon's dynamic metal-infused soundtrack is the heartbeat of the game. It doesn't just play over the action, it drives it. The soundtrack adapts to your performance, wrapping up when the action gets intense. Rebooting an iconic franchise is hard. Doom did it without losing its identity. It feels like a natural evolution of the original 1993 game, just louder, faster, and bloodier. without leaning too hard on nostalgia. id Tech 6 is optimized to near perfection. Even on modest hardware, the game runs fast and smooth, which is crucial for a twitchy FPS. The visuals are gritty, demonic, and satisfyingly gory. The levels are sprawling and vertical, encouraging exploration and speed. Secrets and collectibles reward players who pay attention, and the map design avoids the corridor shooter trap. In closing, Doom 2016 was a love letter to fans of the franchise and has the status of one of the greatest FPS experiences on the market, and the sequels look just as promising. 10. Grand Theft Auto 5. GTA 5 is perfect in the way it delivers so much, so well. Grand Theft Auto 5 follows three criminals, Michael, Franklin, and Trevor, whose lives intertwine as they pull off high-stakes heists across the corrupt city of Los Santos. Each character struggles with personal demons. Michael wants peace, Franklin seeks purpose, and Trevor craves chaos. GTA Online turned GTA 5 into a live service juggernaut, constantly updated with new missions, businesses, vehicles, and game modes. It became a virtual playground and social hub, evolving far beyond its original scope and keeping the game relevant for over a decade. GTA RP, Grand Theft Auto Roleplay, is a multiplayer mod for GTA 5 that transforms the game into a realistic, player-driven role-playing experience. Instead of playing as a default criminal in GTA Online, players create their own unique characters with backstories, jobs, and personalities, then live out those roles inside a modified version of the game world, typically through platforms like 5M or Rage MP. From city streets and beaches to mountains and deserts, the game world feels alive, with dynamic AI behavior, weather, traffic, and random events. All these games are still amazing playable titles. Even with some being a decade old, we still recommend you try them out currently. Great games take us to a whole new world and give us a proper break from reality. These games will go in the vault as some of the best experience gaming has to offer. Thanks for joining us today. We hope you liked our list. Make sure to tell us how we did in the comments, and be sure to subscribe for more content like this. Heresy Arcade out.